Hello and welcome back to In Spirit with Missy Reno Smith.
And I'm Vanna Smith, and this is the start of our season 2.
We made it.
We made it. It's a new year, new season, but also our posting schedule is going to change a little bit. We're going to be doing every other week. So, not every Friday, every other Friday.
We busy.
We're busy.
We got stuff happening.
We have a lot of things going on, but we also have a lot of exciting stuff coming up with the podcast too.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
We got some interviews coming up.
Yep.
Few episodes away,
but we have some interviews coming up, some guests coming on, which is very exciting.
We're bringing on some people who are more interesting than you and I.
How is that possible?
I don't think it is. No, we got some good people planned.
We do have a lot of really good, interesting people planned, so it's going to be very exciting, so stay tuned for that. But in this episode, we're going to be talking about, this is another Archangel episode, and we're going to be talking about
Lorianal,
which is a name I keep on getting wrong every time I say it, as we've been preparing for this episode.
Yeah, it's a weird name. They all have weird names, but some of those names have become so familiar to us, like Michael and Gabriel. They don't sound weird anymore.
Yeah, those are just like normal names. Like I have an uncle named Michael, like it's just a name in this world, but Lorianal is like, you don't hear that.
Hasn't made it yet. As a matter of fact, I introduced her, so she's not been really talked about, before. But there's so many archangels. There are people. There's so many people.
Yep.
And so there's so many archangels, and to talk about, we'll never get to them all. We could never get to them all. But some really cool ones, and she is one of them.
And she's also a female, too, which we haven't talked about a female archangel yet in our Archangel series.
I know. We need to get to Uriel as well. Yep. There's so many good ones. Jophiel's coming up, too.
We got to have that girl power.
Yeah, girl power. Well, they have gender just like we do.
Yeah.
Angels were also made in God's image, but they're different, right? They're totally different. And, Lorianal is no exception. She's different from us. She has a different purpose. She's not really here to learn and grow. That's, we do that.
Yep.
She's here to help us, to support us. And, so, she's really cool. She's got a lot of different jobs.
Yeah. What does she do?
Well, they all wear kind of multiple hats.
Yeah.
But let's just start with what her name means. Let's start there because that kind of explains what she is. So, Lorianal means voice of God.
So she speaks for him or them.
Yeah, that we all God speaks through all of us.
Yep.
And she represents that, how God connects and communicates through us, through people. So, and being the voice of God, she's also the archangel of intuition.
Yep.
Receiving and making changes as well, because God sparks change in us.
Yep.
And so she is the archangel of change, and that's kind of why we're talking about her, right? For the new year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their New Year's resolutions that they probably most of the time won't follow through with. Maybe Lorianal can help you with that.
Yeah. This is why we're talking about her, right? Like, we need help, we really do. And she could be that for you if you're trying to make changes in your life. You can call on her and ask for help.
Yep.
Or just use her as like a symbol, think about her and what she represents and use that as motivation.
Yep.
Anytime I have a big goal, I give it some sort of symbol and something for me to immediately think of in my mind when I'm going to, fall off the wagon from it, whatever it might be, if I'm trying to, lose weight or, whatever I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to lose weight. Yeah. But, whatever we're trying to do, like if we if we need something, because our mind is going to be like, I can't do it. That internal saboteur comes out, and we need something to sort of think of quickly, remind us of our goal. And you could use anything for that, including an archangel.
Immediately just picture L'Oreal when you're looking at a cake or something and go, I can't do it. Gotta lose the weight. It's my New Year's resolution.
Right. Just think of her face. And we'll be putting out some artwork of her soon. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's absolutely beautiful. I think that she has a, very Asian kind of look to her. If you were going to compare her to people on Earth, she sort of has this beautiful look. And so if you're kind of picturing that in your mind, it might be helpful for you. This is why I paint them and share their images with you. It's so that you can imagine them and relate to them better. The better we relate, the better we receive from. And otherwise, we're just thinking of some, abstract thing in our mind, angel, archangel, like what is that? And so having a visual is helpful. And, she's got really, really long, dark hair. It's beautiful. And so if you just sort of picturing that in your mind, whatever your mind creates from that description, it might be helpful.
So she is a female archangel, and we haven't really talked about them much in the past or at all. No episodes on female archangels at all yet until now. But how do the females help us? How does that differ from the males? How does their help differ? Because the male side of God and the female side of God kind of do different things. So is female archangels and male archangels kind of different like that?
Yes and no. We have our gender energy. And just like us, they are the product of two parents, two creators, the female side and the male side, which means they both carry both characteristics, as do we, although we are either one or the other gender. Same with angels. They could certainly appear as another gender if that helps them get their message across. But they are either one or the other. Does it make them different? I mean, yes, just like our gender makes us unique, and how we express that, how we use that. The female side is all about action, emotion, connection. And, the male side is sort of the knowledge and thought side, and then you need emotion to spark it into action. And so I think that female energy brings something really powerful. Might be biased, but
girl power.
So it's something you can use, something, and so she brings that with her. She packs a big punch.
How many female archangels are there in total?
Well, oh my gosh, there's so many of it. It's like asking how many female spirits are there. I mean, there's more of us than there are of them, but there's just, we're talking, millions. There's a lot. There's tons of them. And, here on this planet, we only talk about very few. Even when you consider throughout all religions, the Greeks and the Romans, the Egyptians, Hindus, they talk about a lot of archangels. They call them gods and goddesses, but they're archangels. And, and in the sort of Western world here, in Christianity and, Judaism and all of that, only 7 are mentioned in the Bible.
Very few. Makes it seem like there's practically none of them.
Right. It makes it seem like they're scarce, but they are not scarce. There's so many of them. Those particular angels are very important for Earth. They're very important for creation, but there are other planets where, they don't know Michael. they've never heard of Michael.
Yeah.
And, they have other archangels that are special to them.
Yeah.
So, here we just talk about very few, which is why I love to introduce them. I love to talk about more for people so that they know, we have all these options.
Yeah.
There's so many more people, angels that can provide us help. And that. So Loriana, she's one of many.
Are there certain, groups of archangels that kind of help certain planets too? Like maybe ours is mostly Michael, Gabriel, Loriano, Uriel, that sort of thing. Are there ones that just help specific planets more?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why they would know those archangels more than they would know the ones that we know.
Yeah.
And so Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Jophiel, Uriel, they're really, really important for this planet.
Yeah.
They have, they spend a lot of time here. This is sort of in their area of creation.
Yep.
This planet falls under that. Other planets are going to fall under other jurisdictions. Every planet just, they have their own kind of set of who's watching over this one and that. And, Earth is a tough planet.
A tough place.
It's a really tough place. We've talked about this before. It's one of the more difficult places to incarnate on because we look so different from each other. That creates conflict.
Yeah.
The pace of this planet, it moves very fast.
Yeah.
In terms of progress and our lives are so short here. We don't tend to reach 100. It's very rare to reach 100. I mean, obviously people do and exceed that. But, on other planets, they're living for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And so everything needs to happen really fast here.
I'd love to live for hundreds of years, take my time doing my things.
You have.
I feel like just yesterday I was 5 years old, and now today I'm 19, almost 20. So it's just where'd that time go?
Yeah, the pace of this planet is extremely uncomfortable for me because I didn't start here, neither did you.
Yeah.
We came from a place where people did live longer. So the pace is extremely uncomfortable for me. I don't do anything in this world fast.
Yeah.
I am so slow. I am so slow to accomplish things, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't mind. I know that I have I can come here as many times as I want to.
Yeah.
I have been here, quite a few times, but I mean, just in general, incarnation, I like to come here. I like to incarnate and I'm not in a rush, but I certainly, I ask for help.
Yep.
And, and that's why we, talk about the archangels is about the help that they provide us and in our short lives and we've got a lot to get done, we better be asking for help.
Yep.
And to receive is important, to receive from God, intuitively, and to make those changes, to keep learning and growing throughout this life. And that's exactly what she represents, Loriano. I mean, intuition and change.
Yeah.
I mean, so she's the perfect New Year's angel.
New Year's archangel.
Absolutely.
So
she really is.
Does she have any objects to her that are special? Gabriel's got a horn, Michael's got his sword and shield. What does she have?
So, I have seen her carrying some sort of stick.
Just a stick.
It's a stick, and it even looks like a stick.
Is it for playing with dogs over in heaven?
No,
or?
it's more like a staff. I mean, it's tall and that. So it doesn't seem super exciting. You could call it a wand.
Like a wand?
A staff or a wand. It's actually quite big. So It's more like a staff than a wand, but it definitely is made of wood, and there is some sort of purple gem on top of it, and I don't know what that is because it doesn't exist on this planet. It's some sort of divine gemstone. It's just over there.
Divine gem.
Yeah, it's just over there. So I just call it the Lorianal stone. I mean, simple,
Yeah.
easy peasy. But it's her stone, and it has something to do with communication. It's used in technology or something, but and on her staff, this stone, it's not faceted. It's very smooth, and it's in the shape of an egg. It's an egg right at the top of her staff.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's wrapped in some sort of metal. Around the stone, wrapping it to the stick. The metal is, again, it's not a metal that exists here on Earth. It's a blue metal, and it's obviously it has some importance for her. I don't know exactly what. I didn't really get a chance to get all of those questions answered. When I'm connecting, there's a lot of info to get, so I just can't get everything. So sometimes I'm just making observations, and it's like, I'll ask that next time, and hopefully next time comes soon, not always. I did not get, the first time I spoke to her, I think was in 2019. That's the first time where I got to make, one-on-one, back and forth, real-time communication connection with Lorianal. I had seen her, heard of her, and received information about her before, but I had not gotten to connect with her. And since that time, I've only been able to connect with her once. So I've only had two conversations with her.
But when you met her, what was her personality like? Was she very, strong and determined, or was she, laid back and fun and...
I thought she was maybe something in the middle of that. It was kind of hard to put her in those two categories, but I felt like she was patient. I felt like she was interested in me. Not just she wanted to know more about me as well, which I appreciated. I love to talk about me. Come on.
Yeah. We're the most interesting people in the world, aren't we?
But I felt like that was nice. Reminded me of talking with Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel is very kind, and so same with Raphael. Raphael wants to know all about you. And what can he do for you? I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
Michael was not that way, as we've talked about before.
Yeah, very serious, very...
it was all about, just getting done whatever we needed to get done, and he had to move on, so, which I don't communicate that way. So I felt very comfortable connecting with Lorianal. I thought she was very kind. And I thought that she was also, I could see how her presence builds up your connection. Her coming into your space felt energizing and good to me. I'm just trying to remember back to it, how it felt. And
that's the vibe we need for this new year.
That is.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're calling on her, you're bringing in that sort of, it's opening you up.
Yeah.
And it's helping you find out, what does God want for you? And, what do we want, right?
Yeah.
We're all so hyper-focused on that. And we really should be opening it up to also, what also does God want for us? Because when we're working on that too, then we're going to get all the things that we want faster. I think if we, we're on track. And I don't know, I just felt like safe and comfortable, and I felt like I just felt a little more open, capable, and motivated being in her presence.
That's all good feelings to feel. So that would be
very good things.
It's yeah. What did I just say? Very, what things did I just say?
No, you were just making me laugh, honey. I was thinking about that comment we got on one of our videos, and you were talking about good things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So.
That's funny.
Yes, it was.
But,
funny.
anyways,
we love to talk about good, positive things.
We do.
We don't like to focus too much on the negative. I mean, we do talk about things that aren't so great too, but we really do focus on good things.
We do love to focus on the positive things in the podcast, away from the podcast, no matter what. We like to focus on the positive. I always get so just like frustrated when I'm talking about anything negative. I just don't like that, you know?
No, it doesn't feel good. Let's talk about good things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about stuff that makes us feel good. No, and that's what we should be doing. We have to deal with negativity. I mean, we all do. Things pop up and it's like, oh, I got to deal with that.
Yeah.
But, I don't like to dwell on it. I think that's something we should all be thinking about in this new year. Don't dwell on the stuff. I mean, you can't even control it anyways, typically. It's like, if I can't control it, why am I going to give it time?
Yeah.
I'm just going to deal with it, and then I'm just going to, put my energy into what I can control, and I'm going to, make sure that that's good.
Yeah.
Good and positive, and that's what I'm going to bring into my life. So if you don't have a resolution, let that be it.
Yeah, that's a good, that is a good resolution, just to bring more positivity into your life.
And to those around you.
And to those around you, because that makes their life better and makes your life better.
It does. It really does. When we are putting positive, good energy out into the universe, when we are helping God's children, God returns that favor and brings things for us. So.
It's important to speak good about others and yourself and do good.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, but I never really paid much attention to the internet before. I mean, clearly I'm not big on social media. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah.
But because of this podcast, we've had to do a little bit more of that. I think in your sort of your physical life and in your virtual life, both you have to do that. And don't make negative comments to people about anything. And I don't know, people. I think we do pretty good, but
I think we always try our best to keep it positive.
Yeah. I mean, once in a while, sometimes you might say something in your life, or whether it's your physical life or your virtual life, you might kind of say or type something that you didn't want to erase it, or apologize, say something good, take it back as best as you
Anytime
can.
we get hate online and all that,
I
just ignore it, or I just say in my head, I hope that they find happiness, because clearly they're unhappy.
Oh yeah, it has nothing to do with you. If you receive hate, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about them.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of how they're feeling, and
because they've taken something that was about something else and made it about them.
Yes.
So it's very, very dark and negative. So it's best to just send good thoughts their way.
I do, and and as a matter of fact, when I get clients too who are dealing with difficult things, and that we always pray for whoever is creating that in their life. If there's a person creating it, we pray for them. If somebody is creating negativity for you, say a prayer for them. Ask God to bring them some light and love, and hopefully that will somehow affect your life. And maybe make them want to rethink things, and who cares if it doesn't,
Yeah. And I want to ask you, Mama, what is your New Year's resolution and what is your hopes for this new year? Because it's good to do the law of attraction and bring all that towards you.
Right. And Loriana, of course, she's about change. And so, oh gosh, what is my New Year's resolution? I would like to get more done.
Yeah.
I need to get more done. No, really, I have so much to do. I have so many things to put out there.
Yep.
And it's a lot of work. And I'm finding it hard to do that.
Yeah.
To sit down and just do it.
Yeah.
So I need some help with productivity, I think, here.
And with our posting schedule changing every other week, you'll have a little bit more time to hopefully get more done.
To get more of these things done. Yeah. So that's my New Year's resolution for myself. And the whole point of that is to help other people. Because I want to help other people connect, and I want to help other people understand. So I want to help God's children more and get more out there, and what is my hope?
Your hopes, like what do you want to see happen this year?
Oh gosh, my hope for this year is to see people finding more of God's gifts. God wants 3 things for us. God has 3 gifts for us. That is joy, that is wellness, and that is prosperity. The prosperity, the wellness, the joy. We just need more of those things.
Yeah.
My hope is that we're finding those. I have a lot of clients who are struggling financially right now. There's a lot going on in this world, and we need to see, our economy get boosted, and we need to see families, people seeing that on their paychecks and everything. So yeah, that's my hope, is that we receive and recognize God's gifts, because we got to see that they're there. Sometimes they're in front of us and we don't see them.
Yeah. Anything for you personally in your personal life that you're hoping for this year?
I just hope my family gets those gifts too.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, I want to see you guys, happy, well. Had kind of a weird year.
Yeah.
2024 was kind of a weird year
for
us.
It was an odd year.
We ended it really, lots of health stuff.
Lots of health stuff in the end of the year.
I had surgery.
We all got a lot of illnesses too, viruses, flus, colds. It was just
There's a lot going on.
Everything was just going wrong.
Yeah. So my hope is that this year, we put that in the past. We're moving forward. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
But what is yours?
My New Year's resolution is to be more outgoing, work on that, which is people listening, I'll let you guys know I just joined an improv class, so it's just very exciting.
That was just last night.
That was just last night before we were filming this.
Here's what I was so excited about that, because yesterday we talked about it.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this needs to happen. Your goals and things that you want to do, this needs to happen. You got in there, you looked it up, you found it, and then you just did it.
I just jumped right in, which for me is difficult. Growing up homeschooled, I've always been very shy. So I'm about to start this class next week for when we're filming this, but it'll be the week that this actually is coming out. A couple days before this comes out, I've already started it. But for me, it's a big deal because I'll be getting out there, really talking to people, and they push you out of your comfort zone in improv, so it's going to be pretty crazy.
I'm so excited
and
for you.
Hopefully I'll have some photos or videos of me performing or something I can share on my social media and things too. People can check out.
It's going to be so hilarious.
I texted Grandma about it last night too. She hasn't responded yet, but
I already told Grandma.
Oh, you already told Grandma? Okay, yeah. For those that don't know, we're very close with my grandma, my mom's mom.
The minute you signed up, I said, Savannah joined an improv group, and she was like, fun.
Yeah, I texted her a little while later. I'm like, Grandma, I did it.
She must have fell asleep by then because
probably.
Yeah, we were already talking about anything something happens, Grandma knows.
Grandma's gotta know. Grandma knows all.
Yep.
So that's very exciting for me. Hopefully gonna have a lot of fun. Really step out of my comfort zone. So being more outgoing is my New Year's resolution, and my hopes for this new year is to get more of my work out there, because I not only do this podcast, I kind of do other little animation stuff and writing. And so I'm writing some things and hopefully going to be performing some things as well online soon here. So
very exciting stuff.
Very exciting. And I'm also applying to some schools to get my master's degree. So
you've got a lot going on.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, so 2025 is going to be a big year for you.
Hopefully it's my year.
Yes.
My year.
I think it is. And I think that we should have people go to our Instagram for the podcast, the Instagram for the podcast, and tell us what their resolution and their hopes are.
Yeah.
And keep it real positive, right? That's what we're talking about. Keep it positive.
You can find the link to our Instagram in all of our bios, all of our descriptions of every one of our videos, or wherever you're listening to it at. Look at the description and you'll find our handle for Instagram.
You can also get there from MissyRenoSmith.com.
You can, yes.
And you can get to InSpiritPodcast.com from my website, MissyRenoSmith.com too. We've got a lot of places for
got a lot of places to go.
I don't care where you post it. Post it on my Instagram too. Post it there. But go to the Instagram for the podcast. So we'd like to see it there. But if you put it on my page, I'll comment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tell us what your New Year's resolution is, what your hopes and dreams are, and maybe we'll probably get back to you too and wish you well. And
Yeah, we need to interact a little bit more. So I thought this was a good moment to do that.
We love to get to know people who listen, our fans, and wish them well, because we do every podcast. We always wish them well.
Oh yeah, we care about you.
We do.
We really do. Like my clients are family, right?
Yeah.
They're friends. It's hard to differentiate because I love my clients so much, and anybody who's listening to the show and that. So, and there's so many more than I thought there was.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I didn't realize, cause I don't go on, I don't look, I don't see, we're just kind of doing this. We're just winging it.
Yeah.
We're just kind of, you know what you're doing. You're a professional.
I know what I'm doing, but we're at the same time, I guess we are kind of winging it. This is my first time doing a podcast.
Yeah, it is. So we're learning together.
I'm learning as I'm going, and
It's probably not really good for me to say we're winging it here because you did go to school.
I went to school for 4 years for filmmaking. Yes, I have a degree in 2D and stop motion animation.
I've had some people ask me, "How do you do it?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. You just do it."
Yeah, you just show up on time, and then I do the rest of it.
I just have to sit down and
also credit to my sister Olivia. She does our hair and makeup, and she schedules all of our social media posts.
Well, and
all
she's
that
producing.
Stuff.
She's helping
producing
us,
as well. Helping us, yes.
And Olivia's going to be on the show.
She is. Yes.
We're
hoping to change our setup in our room here in our studio, and make it a little bit higher quality, and have Olivia come on.
We need more equipment.
We need a little more equipment.
People don't always understand. Like you need to have the equipment.
You need to have the equipment. Yes, we have basic equipment at the moment, but we're waiting to get some more higher quality stuff.
So that's, so I guess we're kind of talking about how the show's going to grow then too a little bit.
Yeah, this is the first episode of this season 2 here, so might as well talk about it.
We get a lot of suggestions for topics.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Like, drop them in all the comments everywhere. We love to hear the suggestions. Yeah. Because they do help us,
They do. Yeah. I've always said this to my clients too. Like, tell me what you want to know. Yeah. Because I do a lot of writing. One of those things I gotta put out there. Yeah. Right. But I do a lot of writing and telling. Explaining, sharing, how do things work in heaven? Yep. And, how does it work here on earth? Why are we here? All of those things. And, I need my clients to tell me, what do you want to know? When you can connect and you can see and you know how it works and everything, you don't always know what's important to other people.
And that's also what I struggle with, too, when we're figuring out our episodes. Oftentimes I'm like, well, heard so much about this my entire life. We're always talking about this in my family. So for me, none of it's like that weird, or there are a lot of like interesting things that we do talk about, but none of it is so like takes me aback. None of it ever really does that because I'm just so used to it.
It's your life.
Yeah.
You grew up with it. It's all normal for you. So it's hard to know. I get it. Yeah.
And for me, the subjects I always want to know about are usually horror related because that's my favorite thing. I love horror movies.
Yeah,
so.
that's what you're into. That's why guys, that's why we talk about movies a lot on the show, is because that's what Savannah's into.
Yeah. But also we are a movie family in our household. We all watch a lot of movies.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
In our entire family. Everyone loves to go to the movie theater, loves to watch movies. A lot of them are into like sci-fi or horror.
I love sci-fi.
Everyone's kind of has their own favorite genre.
When I was in middle school, one of my friends told me that it didn't matter what the situation was, anything that was happening in life, I had a way to relate it back to a movie.
Yeah. I'm like the same way.
Yeah, any situation that I'm put in, I can relate it to a movie I've seen, and I can tell you.
And so we always do it here on the podcast because that's what we're used to doing. It's always all about movies.
But I think a lot of people are interested in film as well, and I also think it really does, because the way that mediumship is portrayed in film and television is so different from what it actually is.
Yeah.
Even the reality shows, guys, and it's relevant to the topic, what we're talking about. And then we just talk about life in general, too, and movies, sort of, that's what they're telling life stories, right?
Yeah, they're just a dramatic telling of life.
Yeah. And
sometimes aliens and monsters. And
it's like fantasy, all of it, So I don't know. I think it relates. But this is our show, and we can talk about whatever we want to, I guess.
It's our show. We can do what we want to.
But we do want to know what you want us to talk about. Like, what do you want to learn about? Like, and every topic that we have, we're going to do other shows on the same topic. So if you have more questions about something we're talking about, like you didn't miss it.
And if it's a really small question too, I mean, there's times we can answer it in the comments as well. If it's something that's like a simple, we need to answer a yes or a no to it, we can do that and get back to you really soon on it as well. So ask those questions. We love to hear it.
Yeah. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm not going to do like readings for people. I just can't do that. I had to, a long time ago, I had to make a choice of, like how much of my life I can, I got a family, I got things I do. But, questions about the topic and, if you want a reading, go to my website and sign up. I mean, that's always there. That's always an option. We will be bringing people on the show.
We will, yes.
For me to read for. So,
you will be seeing some readings in action.
And there could be options for you to maybe get in on that and be on the show and that. So, but I'm not going to do like in the comments or anything like that. So, don't ask those questions there. That's not the place for them. But do watch for these other opportunities because we're, and then of course if you feel like you just want a reading, like sign up for one.
Yeah. So lots of fun stuff coming up. It's going to be a really good new year. Happy New Year. This will be airing after New Year's, so it's going to be a little bit later, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is going to be 2025.
It's our year.
It's our year. It's your year. If you're listening, it's your year.
L'Oreal, help everyone out. Come on. You can do it. Got millions of people. You got to help them all out. We're more like billions, but,
We got billions of people here. But, call out to her. Ask her for help. When we talk to angels. We pray to God.
Yeah.
I always want to differentiate that. We pray to God. We can talk to angels. Call out to L'Oreal if you need help, if you want to open up, if you are trying to make changes. Ask for her to come into your life.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you. Remember that God loves you. I'm sending angels your way.
If you'd like to learn more about Missy Reno Smith, please visit MissyRenoSmith.com to book a reading and purchase her artwork. You can find the In Spirit Podcast on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you stream your podcasts.